That was crazy. We kept looking.
The last straw for Giannis, man. He might be out of there for sure.
We kept looking.
Trash.
We kept looking, going, what? It's in overtime. They lost. What? We were shocked.
Yeah, every time we would look the score, I mean, we'd be like, all right, wait, they're down?
Right.
Oh, okay, it's in overtime.
Okay,
they're up 7.
Like, okay, Milwaukee's got a
up
7
with 30
right.
seconds left. The game's over.
Seconds,
yeah.
Right. Okay, that's cool. I got it. All right. And then all of a sudden we're like, what?
Yeah, that's a shocking loss. And again, we got to give credit to the Pacers.
Pacers played great.
Because they played great. They stayed in it. They've been dominating throughout the series.
They didn't, when they got down big, you could have said, well, we'll get them the next game.
Yep.
They're fighting for their lives and just accept it. They didn't do that.
Nope.
They didn't do it.
Got to give him credit there. And Halliburton specifically, we've been tough on Halliburton, and he showed up. Who we got?
Jeffrey, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jeffrey? Jeffrey, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, buddy?
Okay, in regard to the Bucks, I was very skeptic with Doc Rivers to begin with, but I think both are gone.
No, I could see that scenario. I really could.
I mean, what is there to keep Doc?
And just start over, get a new coach, somebody new, young, try something, and just rebuild.
Griffin, my bad, baby.
Yeah,
Come on back, baby. Come on back. I want that old thing back.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How bad?
I'd also like to quickly trash talk the NBA.
Okay.
There's no killer instinct. Teams leading by 30 plus or more are actually losing or winning by 1 or 2 or in overtime losing. They hug after the game, and they're launching 500,000 three-point shots. I do have a solution for that. Either put 3 trampolines, one on each corner and then on the top, and have them shoot from them, or even better yet, if they attempt a 3-point shot and it's missed, -3 points. Thank you. Have a great evening.
I appreciate the call, Jeffrey, but is he watching this postseason? There's been some good basketball going on. I mean, we got a great Knicks game. Knicks down, what is it, 1 now? Pistons are doing that stupid can't score again thing. Cade Cunningham, I'm going to get to Steve right now because I'm going to lose it, Steve. Yes. Cade Cunningham is not understanding, that was a carry, playoff basketball.
They carry all the time in the NBA.
That one was bad.
I know.
Carry, I mean, Cade, come on, Cade. It's a different brand of basketball, Cade Cunningham. Steve, please take it right now while I digress and take a woosah moment.
Steve, you were watching when we all reacted on the foul. Remember that?
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That keeps away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Well, nice job, Ricardo. Welcome live from the Fox Sports 940 Marlins Radio Network studios. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 29 of 162. The Marlins last night mounted a ferocious comeback in yesterday's Game 1 against the Los Angeles Dodgers, thanks to a pinch hit grand slam in the 6th from Dane Myers. But Miami could not hang on to a 1-run lead in the 10th inning after Tommy Edman drove in 2 to win the game 7-6 in 10 innings. We turn the page to tonight, the middle game, Game 2 of this 3-game set between the 19-10 Los Angeles Dodgers and your 12-16 Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara will toe the rubber for the Marlins in LA, set to make his 6th start of the season. And Dave Roberts, his Dodgers, will go with a bullpen day. Jack Dreyer, who was drafted or not drafted out of the University of Iowa, undrafted, which is not something you normally see from someone who didn't take that long to pitch in the show. He began his career in 2022, made his major league debut this year in the Tokyo Series against the Cubs, allowing 1 run on 2 hits in 1 inning of work. We're expecting him to go an inning, again, a bullpen day for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It all starts at 10:10 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hope everyone had their coffee. They're up. They're ready to go. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Tuesday night with Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini. I'm Steven Strom. Got a great show for you. We're first going to deep dive into Sandy Alcantara. I also just want to tell you what we have on par here, though, before we get into that. Pedro Guerrero, the Marlins hitting coach, joins Jack McMullen in L.A., as they prep for this bullpen game. We'll get you to the count with Sandy and Dreyer. Jack and Craig, of course, will join me for segment 4, Expo Question of the Day at Marlins Radio and Steve's Guarantee to Victory. So I was thinking about what I wanted to do tonight as far as the opening segment. And I wanted to do Sandy because the raw numbers have been surprising. Like, let's call it spade a spade here. 2-2, a 6.56 ERA, 23 1/3 innings pitched. It's the ERA in the innings that's sort of been confusing. The 5 starts in 2023, Sandy threw 30 1/3. 2022, 31 innings through 5 starts. So a significant drop in innings. But the recovery from Tommy John surgery has to be discussed. As much as we think of Sandy as some superhero, he's still human. So fine, the ERA is what it is, but the underlying numbers give you optimism. So we know that Sandy's bread and butter is the ground balls, and that's been phenomenal this year. 59.2%. That's the highest since 2022, and that was at 53. This is at 59.2%. The league average is 42.9 this year. Sandy's batting average against is 218. League average is 248. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, the batting average isn't good. The ground ball percentage is way through the roof. What is going on? Well, we're perplexed on why the results aren't, at least showing better in the numbers in the ERA and the innings. And here's why. Number one, the walk rate is at 12%. That is the highest for him since 2018. He was, 22 years old. Walks mean more traffic. Walks mean more pitches, which equals less opportunity to get deeper into the games. The other glaring number is the hard hit rate, which is how hard the other team is hitting the ball. 49.3%. League average is 38.8. Now, for our StreamYard audience, I do want to drop this photo of his sinker. Let me try to find it here really quickly. So the mix for Sandy is the sinker, the changeup, the slider, the curveball, and just a regular 4-seam fastball. But if you look closely at his sinker, he is throwing this right down the heart of the plate. And it shows. Hitters are hitting 296 against that sinker. So here was Sandy yesterday talking about the focus of his sinker and his fastball.
I think we be more focused on being more aggressive on the hitter, trying to be more on time on my arm, and try to be more consistent throwing the first pitch for strike.
Sandy, when you talk about being aggressive with the heater, is that usage of the heater or is that location of the heater?
Location. When you get ahead first, I think they don't have too much chance to you, and I think you win the battle.
Where do you feel like you're at with your secondary pitches? We saw the changeup was really good last time out.
Change has always been there. I think we've been more focused on that slider grip, and I think we got it. So I think I just need to be more consistent in throwing for strike.
All right, so that was great stuff right there. And here's why, folks. You're looking at the sinker, and it's right down the heart of the plate. The thing with Sandy, what he's missing right now is location. The stuff is there, just about Sandy's trying to spot and trying to dot some of these pitches. I think as long as he's able to locate and that feel back, and again, he's post Tommy John surgery. He's made 5 starts. The awesome news, again, ground ball rate is there. The opposing batting average is there. Now it's about locating. You see it. I just showed you the picture of the sinker. He's throwing it just right down the heart of the plate. If he's able to dot that and spot that, those numbers of the hard hit are going to go down. You're going to see his ERA go down, and then you're going to see go up. Coming up next, Jack McMullen. He speaks with Marlins hitting coach Pedro Guerrero on what's the plan of attack tonight against a bullpen game versus the Dodgers. Stick with us on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro.
And we're the bullpen in a couple of games. Mariners were thinking
Hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone! Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena as he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his third homer and second of the game.
I'm excited. I feel great, my goals right here is to stay in big league, and I want to try everything for that.
Where does your confidence come from?
Demasiado confiado. Yo digo que trabajé de bastante para esto. Vamos a seguir dando lo mejor y tirando para adelante para darle la victoria al equipo, ayudarlo como sea.
Yeah, I got a lot of trust. I've been working a lot on my game, and I trust on that part. I want to continue working really hard and just give those victories to my team.
How much fun are you having right now?
Que ni me lo creo. A veces veo el estadio y digo, en serio, estoy en Grandes Ligas.
Sometimes I don't believe it. I look at the stadium and I say, I'm in the big leagues.
Tell me what was working with you and Edward Cabrera today.
No, seguí el plan, atacar con el plan, trabajar los picheos, y eso fue lo que hicimos.
Just follow the plan, just work on those pitches, and that's actually what we did.
Yep, it felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby, out to left center and deep, and it's a one.
Hit a home run.
Wherever you go, download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. Welcome into Marlins on Deck on this Tuesday night. About 9:39, we'll play baseball at 10:10 middle game. Marlins looking to bounce back. They've had back-to-back 7-6 losses yesterday in 10 innings. Dane Myers hit his first career grand slam. A big-time spot for Dane Myers in a pinch-hitting situation, tied the game up, but the Marlins could not hang on in 10 innings. Sandy Alcantara will start for the Marlins tonight, and we'll look on the other side here with the LA Dodgers. They're going to go with a bullpen game, and we got a chance to sit down with Marlins hitting coach Pedro Guerrero. Jack did in LA. And the Marlins have done a really nice job so far offensively. They preached plate discipline and they preached batting average. They have done both of those things really well. They're fifth in the league in a batting average this season as a team. Let's listen to Jack McMullen and Pedro Guerrero on what the key is here tonight.
Thank you, Steven. Pedro Guerrero, curious what your take is as a hitting coach facing a bullpen day. You're going to get Jack Dreyer for an inning, maybe two, but you're probably getting guys ready to see, 6, 7 arms today. What's the plan of attack for a lineup against a team going with a bullpen day?
I think it will be the same for everybody, right? Like, you want to get the starting pitcher out, whether if it's a pin guy or a starter, you get him out as quick as you can so you face the bullpen, and we get to do that from the get-go. So if we get this guy as many pitches as we can and get more guys in, we put the bullpen in a compromising position for the last game, and that puts them in a better spot. That puts us in a better spot to win.
Relievers, obviously they have maybe louder stuff than your typical starting pitcher, but I feel like the philosophy difference between a starting pitcher and a reliever is starters are going to attack weaknesses and relievers are going to really push their strengths. How do you deal with guys that are pushing a bunch of different strengths?
I think it always goes back to we sticking to our strength as hitters. Like, they're going to do their stuff, we're going to do our stuff. When they make a mistake, we make them pay. And that's basically the game. It's a chess game.
Who in the lineup right now is really impressing you with the way that they're handling their at-bats?
I think a lot of people, a lot of the guys have come up in big situations and just done great things. You just saw Dave Meyer yesterday. That was amazing. Coming off the bench, it's not an easy job. And coming on, guys doing a fantastic job off the bench. Agustin Ramirez obviously has done great. You have Kyle Stowers have shown to be consistent throughout since spring training, and couldn't be happy with the at-bats from all the guys. Like, I think we're grinding.
Augustin's one of the big stories around Major League Baseball right now. What have you seen from Augustin in the way that he takes at-bats that makes you feel like he's not only ready to be good at this level? I mean, he's kicking tail right now.
I think that that's a lot of kudos to the developing that he has done, especially here with the Marlins. Things have changed in the developing. system, and the way we are doing it just kind of hones in the way he takes at bats. And the best part of him is like he's just a guy that has bat speed. He's strong, and he just makes contact. He has like a lot of good tools for hitters to be successful in this level.
Pedro Guerrero, how are you settling into a new gig as the hitting coach of the Miami Marlins? You having a good time?
I'm having a great time. You know, I told the guys I couldn't be more proud than doing this with them. Like, they just make it fun. They're always in the fight. They're greedy. Like, they want to win. They put up a fight every night. I can't complain. That's all I can ask. And they go in and try to grind pitchers out, and that's what we do.
I know you and Derek Showman are doing a really good job of pushing these guys, and they're so appreciative and receptive to that. But how are some of these guys kind of pushing you and Showman as it pertains to like getting better as a coach?
Just asking questions. It's awesome from young guys to ask questions the way they are asking. The questions they're asking are pushing us just to be better.
Pedro Guerrero, appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Steven?
All right, thank you very much, Jack. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, Pedro Guerrero. We'll see Augustin Ramirez catching Sandy for the first time in his very young career. He will bat second in the lineup for the Miami Marlins. He did not register a hit. Oh, my gosh. Let's sound the panic button. Augustin Ramirez, he's hitless in his last one. He will start tonight here for the Marlins. And, again, Miami. This road trip has been up and down. First game in Seattle, they jumped the Mariners and took game 1, dropped game 2, were shut out, came back on Sunday, fell short 7-6, and then yesterday 7-6, fell in 10 innings. So the Marlins, look, it's I don't want to come off as they're losing, but they're really battling. I mean, they're battling against these teams. They're not laying down. They put up a 5 spot yesterday. You can get behind a team like this. I mean, they just don't quit, and it doesn't matter the score, what inning it is. You got to love that about the group, and you got to hope that, some of these things that are going on eventually are going to break their way. When you come back like you did yesterday, make the Dodgers pay. When you come back like you did on Sunday, make the Mariners pay. I think with experience, you're going to start to see that here this season with the Marlins. But the one thing that is objectively true, this team is fun every single night. The lineup, to look at it, it shifts every single night. Guys are in different positions. It's fun. It's awesome. It's really been a great time here through the first month. We'll see if the Marlins can punch back in game 2 with Sandy Alcantara on the mound. We'll dive deeper into the matchup. Again, Sandy will go opposite Jack Dreyer, who is undrafted. He will open for the Dodgers, probably go an inning. We'll see, but the Dodgers will go with the bullpen game tonight. Back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
We're thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone. Augustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena, he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his 3rd homer and 2nd of the game.
Yep, it felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby out to left center and deep, and it's a 1-run game. Connor Norby's first homer of the year makes it 7-6 in the 8th.
Bonded to the belt. Here's the pitch. Well hit ball, left center field and deep. Going back is Conforto. He's at the wall. It is gone. A grand slam home run for Dane Myers, pinch hitting. Here comes Sanchez. Wagaman hits the plate. Norby to follow. And hitting third and rounding home with a grand slam is Dane Myers, and the Marlins have suddenly scored 5 and have tied the game up in the 6th. 5-5 ball game, top of the 10th. Pitch on the way. Line drive, that's a base hit. Sanchez delivers. It's a gapper. He's rounding first. He'll get at least 2. It's kicked around in center field. Sanchez is going to try for third. Here's the relay, and it's not.
Lines, third line free via monthly bill credits. Plan features and taxes and fees vary. See exclusions and details at tmobile.com/switch.
Hey, this is Griffin Conine, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Well, good to hear Griffin Conine. We'll get you an update He may have went for surgery, I think, today or yesterday. I'll try to get an update from Adam, our comms guy, back in L.A. Great to have you aboard here. Steven Strom live at the home studios of the Marlins Radio Network on this Tuesday night, 10-10 first pitch game 2 of this 3-game set. Sandy Alcantara will toe the rubber for Miami. He completed 6 innings for the first time this season against Cincinnati on Wednesday, allowed 3 runs on 5 hits, walked 2 over 6. He went over 100 pitches, 102 to be exact. He comes in tonight with a 2-2 record, a 6.56 ERA, 5 starts, 23 1/3. I did want to stick on his start on Wednesday. For Sandy, what led to the better outing against the Reds?
Oh, because I was getting tired of being here talking a lot of negative things, just having bad success, start. But I just put it on my mind. My last start that I got a beat on Sandy mode, and I think I did a little bit of Sandy mode today.
I don't blame you, Sandy. Sandy Alcantara right there saying, you know what? What led to the success? I didn't want to hear you guys talk to me and ask me negative questions. I was sick and tired of it. I don't blame you, Sandy. So career-wise against the Los Angeles Dodgers, you look at just the overall numbers, 2-3 and 8 ERA. Okay, fine. Can I tell you, he's won his last 2 starts against the Dodgers, allowing 4 runs in a combined 15 innings. Again, we talked about some of the numbers for Sandy. Ground ball rate is there at 59%. MLB average is 42.9. The walk rate, though, is what is killing Sandy. 12% walk rate, the highest since 2018. So we'll see if Sandy here, we talked about the location as well. He's going to have to really be precise and spot some of these pitches against a dangerous Los Angeles Dodgers lineup. He will go opposite Jack Dreyer. This is a start, even though he's opening. Jack Dreyer is a smiley face of good things come to those who wait. Ironically, this guy, 26-year-old southpaw, he was undrafted from the University of Iowa, signed with the Dodgers in 2021, shot through the system, high A to double A to triple A. He was added to the 40-man for the Dodgers on November 19th in the offseason, then debuted on March 19th in the Tokyo series against the Cubs. He's made 2 appearances, first career win against, he did not make 2 appearances. He made more than that. He had his first career win, though, against Atlanta back in the beginning of April 2nd. And just, again, because it's tough to, get you ahead of the count with a guy that's going to go 1 inning, I will tell you this, the Dodgers have the 12th ranked bullpen with a 3.64 ERA in all of baseball. So the Marlins here have a challenge. They're going to have to prepare for someone new every single time coming in. We'll see how many relievers Dave Roberts goes with, but the Marlins have a good opportunity here to maybe put the Dodgers in bad shape for tomorrow. Sandy will have a big say on how the result goes here tonight. We'll break. We'll get Jack and Craig on next, live from Dodger Stadium on the Marlins Radio Network.
We're thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone. Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena, he looks up and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his 3rd homer and 2nd of the game.
Yep, it felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby out to left center and deep, and it's a 1-run game. Connor Norby's first homer of the year makes it 7-6 in the 8th.
Bonda to the belt. Here's the pitch. Well hit ball, left center field and deep. Going back is Conforto. He's at the wall. It is gone. A grand slam home run for Dane Myers, pinch hitting. Here comes Sanchez. Wagaman hits the plate. Norby to follow. And hitting 3rd and rounding home with a grand slam is Dane Myers, and the Marlins have suddenly scored 5 and have tied the game up in the 6th. 5-5 ball game, top of the 10th. Pitch on the way. Line drive, that's a base hit. Sanchez delivers. It's a gapper. He's rounding first. He'll get at least 2. It's kicked around in center field. Sanchez is going to try for 3rd. Here's the relay, and it's not going to get there in time. Sanchez over to third base with an RBI hit, and the Marlins.
Back here on a Tuesday night, Steven Strom, Craig Minervini, Jack McMullen. Game 2, middle game of this 3-game set between the Marlins and the Dodgers. Marlins back-to-back 7-6 losses as we welcome in live from Dodger Stadium. How about this visual for our StreamYard audience? Are you guys in seats right now? Because it looks absolutely gorgeous in Los Angeles.
We're sitting first row, first baseline in the baseline club, and we will not be here for the call of the game.
And I want to mention, Jack's seats were in the upper level. I was able to work a couple of connections here from him coming to this ball. This is the first trip here. We're in the first. Can we show them, Jack? Yeah, look, can we show them? This is we are in the first row here.
Unbelievable. Yes, Craig Minervini showing our audience that the 2 individuals on the air tonight are literally right across from the dugout. That's awesome, guys. Let's get to Sandy Alcantara, though, tonight. It was interesting, Jack. I called you earlier this afternoon.
Yeah.
I try to make sense of some of the numbers. The ground ball rate is there. The batting average against is there. What is missing right now with Sandy Alcantara?
Yeah, I pushed your eyes somewhere else, right? I mean, the ground ball rate, good. Obviously, the walk rate is heightened right now. He walked 4 on opening day. He had another 4-walk appearance a little bit later on against Washington. But Sandy Alcantara, the thing right now, you look at average exit velocity against Sandy Alcantara right now, just the average batted ball. It's much harder than it's really ever been against Sandy Alcantara. In his Cy Young season, the average ball against him was hit about 87 miles an hour. That's up to about 91.5 miles an hour right now. So for Sandy, it's about limiting hard contact, and that's probably an execution thing. And we were talking about, Sandy's fastball. He spoke with the media yesterday, and I asked him, what do you mean by being aggressive with your heater? Is that usage or is that location? And he said location.
Yep.
He needs to be good at the knees. We've seen Max Meyer be awesome at the knees. Sandy's been over the heart of the plate. If he has that sinker, it's still 98, 99. If he has it at the knees, I think it could be a good night for Sandy.
Yeah, Steven, in his heyday, his walk to strikeout ratio, strikeout to walk, almost 4-1 through a 3-year span. Career-wise, it's almost 3-1. This year, it's 1.7. He's walked 12. He struck out 17. Those aren't, and it's not just the walks. To what Jack is referring to, it's the command, and that's what Clayton McCullough just talked about too. Commanding so that guys are going after his pitches and know that he's a little more. You got to respect the strike zone because usually he's a strike thrower. He hasn't been so far.
Craig, I want to keep you there. The starters as a whole, let's just call it spade to spade. They have not been good. Other than Max Meyer, they right now have a 6.16 ERA. That's the second worst in baseball. Should we be concerned about where the starters are right now?
I think it's fair, and I think walks have been a problem for both the relievers and the starters. This is walking too many. The starters have walked 4 game per 9, and that's an average of third most in the league. They're giving up a few more hits. Home runs is pretty much middle. It hasn't been too bad, but yes, I think it is a concern. I think we mentioned on the air last night is the silver lining right now is not here. That's Weathers and Perez, but you don't want to wait for those guys and bury yourself. The impressive thing so far is the teams like last night. They were able to come back despite giving up runs. But you can't win in the major leagues, no matter how good your offense is, if your starters are having an ERA over 6. So, yes, it is a concern.
Craig Minervini and Jack McMullen with us now live from Dodger Stadium. Fellas, it was funny. We were talking about a pitcher in Logan Evans. We were looking at the numbers and saying, how is he here at this point? I kind of am looking at Jack Dreyer the same way. This guy was undrafted. He was absolutely tearing through the rookie level, AA, AAA. Who is Jack Dreyer, and what are we getting from him tonight in LA? I know he's only probably going to go an inning.
Okay, so can I give myself a little pat on the back here? Last year, I said, there's this kid, Jack Dreyer, in the Dodgers system that has an Alex Vesia fastball. What does that mean? Alex Vesia has been a really good major league reliever for the LA Dodgers. Well, he's a lefty that has an elite fastball at the top of the strike zone. And how do you fly through the minor leagues? Number one, you go to college, right? Because you're older and teams are going to be a little bit less hesitant to hold you at a certain level. Like they're not going to say, oh, we need to see 2 months of success because you're 19. No, this was an undrafted guy out of college. They're playing with house money right now. You have a great 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone. He peppers the letters. He gets a lot of swings and misses underneath that 4-seam fastball. It's a really good pitch, and it's going to be a matter of the Marlins getting on top of that four-seam fastball, and they seem ready for the challenge.
And one other thing, Steve, the bloodlines too. His father pitched in the major leagues. Steven Dreyer was a major leaguer, was actually the reliever that came in Nolan Ryan's final game ever, I think in 93. In fact, Nelly was telling me he was at the game. He didn't realize Steven Dreyer was in the game. Nolan Ryan only pitched one inning of that day in the final start ever. And then his dad came in and pitched like 4 1/3. But so he's been working on that grip forever. Major league bloodlines sort of came out of nowhere. You'd have to agree with that, but he's been working on his craft a long time.
In other words, Jack Dreyer's father was the one that caused so many people to leave the ballpark in the second inning.
That's correct.
University of Iowa product. I'm wondering if Adam Major and him cross paths at all. We have to look that up.
Maybe, yeah. Major was wasn't he a South Dakota State Jackrabbit before an Iowa Hawkeye?
Yes.
Major's had a weird run, man.
Yes, he has. Okay, last one, Craig. This team, they've lost back-to-back 7-6 games. Yesterday was tough. You felt like with the momentum with the Grand Slam, you plate one, but you got to plate two in those extra innings. What do you think the Marlins are learning, though, from these tight losses?
I think they're learning. I think the identity we're seeing is that even in Los Angeles, even with this crowd and this great team, they're not out of the game. And that's the good thing to see. The anomaly was the other day when they got totally blown out, never made a run back. Last night, you felt good that they were going to win the game, I think. Boy, yes, you got to get two. They were fortunate, though, you could say, to get one. There were 2 outs. Sanchez doesn't get that hit. They don't even get one run. But the other thing is Ronnie Enriquez has never saved a game at the major league level. He did get beat up a little bit the day before, and he was put in a spot that's not an easy spot. That walk, to me, it was the killer.
Really hurt him.
In the 10th inning. You can give up one, but when you hand him the base and then set up the play for the bunt, which they hadn't done all year, well, the Dodgers are going to come through more often than not.
We'll see here if the Marlins can get back into this series, get their second win on this road trip. Craig and Jack have your call at 10:10. Get the coffee. We are close to first pitch. We'll get our Expo question of the day. Steve's guaranteed. Then we'll play some baseball right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Out of the bullpen in a couple of games, Mariners were thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone. Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena as he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped, as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his 3rd homer and 2nd of the game.
I'm excited. I feel great, my goals right here is to stay in big league, and I want to try everything for that.
Where does your confidence come from?
Demasiado confiado. Yo digo que trabajé bastante para esto. Vamos a seguir dando lo mejor y tirando para adelante para darle la victoria al equipo, ayudarlo como sea.
Yeah, I got a lot of trust. I've been working a lot on my game, and I trust on that part. I want to continue working really hard and just give those victories to my team.
How much fun are you having right now?
Que ni me lo crea. A veces veo el estadio y digo, en serio, estoy en Grandes Ligas.
Sometimes I don't believe it. I look at the stadium and I say, I'm in the big leagues.
Tell me what was working with you and Edward Cabrera today.
No, seguí el plan, atacar con el plan, trabajar los picheos, y eso fue lo que hicimos.
Just follow the plan, just work on those pitches, and that's actually what we did.
Yep. It felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby. Giving back. Visit marlins.com/raffle for more information.
Wakey, wakey. 10-10 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Middle game, Marlins looking to snap what is now a 3-game losing streak. Back-to-back games dropping 7-6 yesterday, 7-6 in 10 innings. Steven Strom, host of the program, thank you so much for hanging out with us all week this week. I know the starts have been late. I love talking with you guys. I love having you guys involved here. I know it's, again, not ideal time, but you stick through it. This is what you do at your teams, man. You got to stick through it. Doesn't matter if we start at 10-10, 6:40, 1:10, whatever it may be. We stick through it, and we stick through it together. Let's get to our at Marlins Radio Expo question. How many one-run games have the Marlins played in this year? Not one, played in this year. It's time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
Let's show some love to Dane Myers. How about him coming into a big spot yesterday, a pinch hit situation with the bases loaded, working a 3-1 count, and then hammering his first ever grand slam to tie the ball game up. He was rewarded this tonight. He'll bat third and play center field. I like Dane to have 2+ hits. Dane Myers sneaky, first of all, having a really nice 2025, hitting over 300, but as of late, 7 for 20 with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs over his last 7 games. I like him to have 2 hits here tonight. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Craig Minervini, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups and first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball is next. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
Upgrade